Okay. So, chromatic scales. Chromatic scales are basically like the sound fonts of F&F vocals. They like play all the sounds on a specific note and they make it sound good. I'm gonna be teaching you guys how I do chromatic scales, or at least how I attempt to do chromatic scales, or just whatever I do to do chromatic scales. Now, to start off, basically you need vocals, and for that I'm just gonna go oh no, that was ass. That was fucking awful. That was good. No, that was. So you have all these, and just save it as an MP3 because you want this to be as small as possible. Just save it wherever you have your chromatics. In my case, it's just there. I'll just save it as test chromatic. Okay, and then this is the way I format my chromatic scales, like files and shit. I go to samples, clips, and then raw clips. Now you can put that in there, put this in there, and then funny vowels. Okay. So you go over to FL Studio, then you refresh your browser after you get the thing. Okay, you go here, test chromatics, samples, clips, funny, and then this. Okay. Shut up. So once you get these in FL Studio, basically you gotta slice them up. And to do that, you go here and you see this little cutter icon. You click that, and then you just shift and then click, and it should automatically snap to like the line on the grid for you. And just do that for each and every one of these. Sometimes you have to zoom in to get the right one so it doesn't cut off too early. And that's fine, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so you have that. Now you go here, and then just delete the null space. That doesn't matter. Okay, and then you slide. This is just what I do. I line them up like this because of reasons. I do not feel like explaining as of yet. I don't know why I do. I think it just fits. It's nice to have them in like a little row or column. I don't fucking know what you would call that, but. Anyways, once you have these all sliced up, I can move them closer to the start of each vowel, and this is just what I do. You don't have to do this. And if you can see that some parts are extruding, and we don't want that, so we're gonna delete all those. Okay. So now you have them all perfectly sliced up. You could control and click on this little icon of a track, and it only plays the stuff in this specific track for you. Like it doesn't play any of the others. So you control Shift R after that, and then you go to chromatics. No, not Sonic.exe. Test chromatic, samples, clips, raw clips. Since this is raw. Okay, so one. Okay, now you have all those, which is good. And now that you have all those, you're almost done. No, you're like halfway there. I would say. Now you go to your mixer, which is these two little bars with the squares on them, I guess. And then you go to this whatever rack insert on it. And you go to Edison. You put Edison in it. I mean, you put Newtone in it. We'll deal with this later. But Edison, you just drag this into there. Okay, and then it. Yep. What the hell is this? Get it out of here. Okay. So you go from here, then you drag this into Newtone. And to make it sound good, you turn off variation and trans completely, and then center it. Then you just align it to C4, and sounds pretty good. Okay, shut up. And this is where it gets tedious as you do this for the rest of the vowels. So I'm gonna come back after that is done. Insert funny little cut here. Wee. Okay, I'm back, and something I should probably cover. I'm on the last vowel, by the way. Something I should probably cover. If your sample's like too short, you can stretch out in Newtone and make it longer if you really wanted to, like that. It's kind of easy. Well, the problem is you gotta make it sound good with if it's like sliced up and shit. But anyways, yeah. Now you have those. Shut up. Okay. You're pretty good. All right. So now you want to export these again. I know it's tedious, but it's worth it. So you have all your correctly pitched samples. Now you want to start lining them up for usage. If your samples are pretty long, I would recommend like that much in between them. Nothing too is insane. Like nothing too insane like this much, but like this is fine, I guess. All right. So now, since there's 4 samples, you want to duplicate these until you have about 12, 4 on 12 tracks. Okay. Now you have 48 samples that you want to use in your chromatic, but you don't have to use 42. You can just use like 24 to 42. It doesn't really matter. But either way, once you have that, you just want to like start lining them up again. And yeah, not much I can say about this. It's kind of boring. Okay. Is that? That's good enough. Okay. So once you have all these cut up and like arranged properly, you just Control-Shift-R again, and then you go to here, or no, here. Then you save it to samples, and you save it as test raw chromatics because it's not pitched yet, and you wait for that to export. Just making sure. Oh yes, it's running. Okay, yeah, we good. Okay. Well, now that that's done, refresh your browser, and then you go here. Then you right-click it, and then open it and edit it in Pitch Editor. All right. Now this is where it gets the most tedious, I would say, because, well, there's a lot of samples. If you couldn't tell. And now you gotta arrange them like a staircase. Okay, so the best way I can describe this is like just staircase it, like each individual like sample, like staircase it. if some samples like needed to be sliced up and put them on the same, like for example, if I needed to like slice this up, it would still be on the same area as it. That way it doesn't sound off. Anyways, you just do this. Alright, now that that's done, you click that, and then it puts it in the rack. Now from here, you can normalize it and make it sound completely normal, or normal-esque, I guess. Okay, so once you're done with that, you just Control-Shift-R, test, chromatic, or just test chrom, it doesn't really matter. Then you let that save. Now that that's done, you refresh your browser, not Bowser, once more, and then you go to test chromatic samples, test chrom. Now it's actually pitch null, so you can open it in Slicex. Then you go here to this this slicing icon, and you do dull auto slicing. Okay, it sounds good. Alright, and it looks like it's perfectly fine. Like, there's no like unneeded markers anywhere, so I guess this is good. Okay, something I do, I go here, I click this, I go here, I turn on Porta, and I need this slide. It kind of like sounds more like, makes it sound more like a UTAU thing. I don't know, it's just something I do. But now your chromatic is basically done for you. Then you save it to... Whoops. Just save it to whatever. I'm just saving it to test, and... Okay, so... sorry, OBS just crashed for no reason, but I basically just imported it over sync from the Below the Depths mod, and I kind of like how it sounds. Okay, you get the idea, but you know, it sounds pretty good. Alright. I guess that's it. If you guys have any questions, or like, you come across any problems, just let me know in the comments or DM me on Discord. I'll probably be there to help. If not, I'm probably just playing Mario Odyssey. And, I don't have an outro, so just bye.